This is the Launchpad for the Phelan text, What is Life, which you all have adopted for fall of 2015. So you should have gotten a login email from me with information on how to access this. And what that email would direct you to do is to come to this site and you would plug in your email address and password right in here. And this, I believe, is going to be packaged with the book at the bookstore. So students are going to have free access to this. They'll get an access card with a code on it that they would plug in on the left-hand side. So it is a free tool. Students are going to have access to it. It'll have all of your instructor resources in here, and you can actually set up homework within here too. So it's a really, really robust. So I'm just going to walk you through the process. If you click sign in, oh, that was the wrong password. Let's try that again. There we go. This is going to take me to the dashboard or the login main page, but let me just bring you to the dashboard so you can see what it'll look like for you. So you would just see this dotted box, create course. You would click on that button and just go through the process of creating your first Launchpad course. The first window will just verify that you're in the right book. You click next, and then it'll ask if you want to create a copy of an existing course. And this is really great if you're teaching in the fall and in the spring, because you can copy your assignments from one semester to the next. So you just plug in your course name and pick your school. Select the term and then just be mindful of the time zone since it's auto set to Eastern. Create, and now your course will be listed at the top. You just click on the course name, which will bring you to a welcome screen. And again, this is really great for students because they'll see their course name, their instructor name, they'll know they're in the right location. It'll also give them access to the Scientific American newsfeed. This is populated every 7 days. And then any assignments that are due in the Launchpad are going to be populated here, anything that's due in the next 7 days. Click your enter the course. This is going to bring you into the main screen of the Launchpad. And it's going to first show you that there is, the course isn't activated. You have to actually go through the process of activating your course so students can log in. So you just want to do that first, and this will be different if you're actually going to do an integration with the school LMS. But I'll just show you the traditional process. You click that activate course button. It'll give you information on your class. You can edit it right from here. When you click activate, it's going to generate a template email. And the idea is if you copy and paste this email, you can send it to your students, and it'll give them everything that they need to register into the Launchpad. It'll include your class URL, and this is your class and no one else's, and it's identified by those little numbers at the end. And then it'll give them other information regarding getting access for 21 days if they're waiting on financial aid. And it'll also give them access to tech support if they're running into any trouble. So once you've done that process, that little banner will go away, and now essentially your course is live and students can log in here. So this is the meat and potatoes of the Launchpad. This is the main screen, and everything is organized by the table of contents of the book itself. So when you click on any of these chapters, it's going to expand out. It's going to include the ebook automatically. So this is also a great value because students will have the printed book and the ebook available to them. And in addition, there'll also be some resources and assessment in here. So you'll notice that there's a learning curve at the top. There's end of chapter quiz at the very end. And when you click on any of the chapters within subsections of the chapter, you're going to see some other tools. This one has a how would you know self-quiz. So the idea is that all of these tools have been created to go with each chapter, and it sort of acts like a course in a box so that you have assessment to go along with your weekly readings for every chapter in this book. So I'm just going to go over what these tools are in here, what the assessment is. So I'm just going to explain what this learning curve is. This is one of our key features for the Launchpad, and it's an adaptive assessment tool. It'll give every student their own individual experience. Rather than it being a static set of, say, 20 questions. Instead, students are working through an activity score. They're reaching an activity score. This one's set to 600. That means if roughly every question's worth 10 points, students have to get 60 questions answered correctly before they're done the activity. And every student's experience is going to be different. They're going to be spending more time on the topics listed in here based on their understanding of the material because the system actually adapts to their responses. And you'll notice these sort of purple bars. You can think of them as banks of questions with easy, medium, and difficult level questions in each section. And that's what students are working through. So they may spend more time on a medium section question on probability and chance play. It really depends on their comprehension of the chapter. At the end of the activity, students are also going to get a report. So they'll see how well they did. They'll see what areas they did the best in, what areas they did the weakest in. And when they click on those areas where they need further practice, it's going to give them the sections of the book where they need to reread. Similarly, you'll have access to individual student reports as the instructor, but you'll also get this class topic breakdown. This is like a nice macro view of your entire class, and it will show you what areas the class as a whole had the most difficulty with. And what faculty will do is they'll assign these activities to be completed before class time. They'll run these reports before lecture, and then actually tailor their lecture to going over those topics a little heavier in class. So it's a really great way of getting that information and that material on what students know and what they don't know before, say, a midterm. I'll just show you what these activities look like. They're all going to be true, false, fill in the blank, or multiple choice in format. The progress bar is at the bottom, so students always know how far along they are. If they don't know the answer to this question, there's a couple of options. They could click Get a Hint, but if you watch that progress bar, the number of points they would be awarded goes down, but they get some feedback to help them answer the question. Similarly, if they click Show Me, they get the answer to the question, but they don't actually get any points awarded, so they're still starting from scratch. The third option, and the better option, is if they don't know the answer to this question, is to click the ebook link. It's always going to appear in that top right-hand side, and it's not going to bring up the whole book or the whole chapter. It's just going to bring up the section where that concept is being covered. So the idea is they come in, reread the material, get a better understanding, close it out, come back, answer the question, and they don't lose any points for checking the ebook. We want them to. It's a purely practice tool, and students are going to get the full points if you assign this. I'll show you quickly how to assign something. Just hover your mouse over it, click that assign button. It'll pop up a calendar. So this one's auto set to 10 points. You can change it here. So they would get that full 10 points if they complete the activity once they complete it. Doesn't matter how well or how bad they did on it. Since we're in here, this is going to be the same process for assigning anything in the Launchpad. I'll just go through this quickly. So as I mentioned, you can change the point value to be anything that would be appropriate for your syllabus, but always give it a category name because everything's auto set to uncategorized. And once you create it one category, it'll be listed in the drop-down the next time you go to assign it in another chapter. So click Assign. And now when students log in, they'll see they have this assignment due on March 26th. It's worth 10 points of their grade. And they'll click on this link to actually access the learning curve and complete that activity. So this is how you would assign anything in here. Learning curve is going to be featured in every chapter, as is the end of chapter quiz. The end of chapter quiz is different from learning curve in that it's not adaptive, it's more of a traditional format. But the nice thing is you actually have the ability to edit anything in here. You can remove questions, you can change questions, you can add new questions. And that's different from learning curve where it is a set activity that cannot be changed. So if you're teaching not the entire chapter, you may want to opt to assign the chapter quiz and edit it to fit the topics you're covering rather than the learning curve. Okay. If you want to see anything outside of what's been built already in here for each chapter, so as I mentioned, there's resources, there's a learning curve, there's the end of chapter quiz. When you click on any of these subsections of the book, there's going to be a variety of things depending on what's what's appropriate for each chapter. So there may be a video, there may be an additional quiz in here, some animations. And how this has been created, it wasn't created by an editor. It was actually created by a board of faculty members who came together and basically selected the resources that they feel were most appropriate. So you could think of these tools as the peer-reviewed tools and resources, and it's sort of the best of the best. However, it's not exhaustive. So if you want to see what else is available for Chapter 7, you just click Browse for more resources for this unit, and it'll bring up everything available for Chapter 7. If you scroll down, this is where you'll see some of the things that weren't included. So there's some additional animations in here that you can include, some additional quizzes, case studies, things like that. And you would just click Add to this unit to get it into the Launchpad itself. Some things will be auto-hidden. It's very easy to make it hidden because they're instructor resources. They're automatically hidden, but you can make it available for students by just checking this Visible to Students box. And now students will be able to access it. So that's in a nutshell what is available in the Launchpad and sort of how you navigate it. As I mentioned at the beginning, you have access to this already. You should already have gotten an email with login information. If you have not, let me know. If you would like a one-on-one walkthrough of the Launchpad, I'd be happy to do that. Just give me a call or shoot me an email to set that up. My direct phone number is 866-843-3715, extension 1720. And I really look forward to helping you through this process, this transition to this new book. I want to make you aware of all the resources that are available to you and get you all set up and ready for fall. So I look forward to working with you. Thanks.